shop this morning, live stream, to just bring you some information on where I am, what I'm doing, what's coming up, and how I'm getting ready for the winter months. But see my Bronco behind me? It's gonna sit in here for the winter because I picked up a different truck to drive so I don't have to run it into salt. But let's go over here. One of the projects that I have coming up is I want to test these two products right here. They're two different degreasers, and in a shop I use degreaser quite a bit. Some on the floor, some on frames, wherever I need to get grease off. But the business that I manage, hardware, they sent products for us to test, and they sent this product right here. And I'm gonna see how it holds out to what I normally use, is this product right here. So that's an upcoming video when I compare these two products. Let me know if you like comparison videos. I'd appreciate hearing about that. If you do, I might try to get more. Another project that I'm going to do is this right here. It's this old Milwaukee Sawzall. I bought at an auction, and it does run, but it doesn't run very good. So I want to tear it apart in an upcoming video and just clean it up. Oil, clean the brushes, do whatever this needs. It looks like the cord needs to be replaced. I don't know about that yet. And I'm not sure if that plug end is legal. So that's an upcoming video. If you like videos like that where I'm repairing and restoring old tools, I'd love to hear about that as well. Another project that I am working on is someone dropped off this old Briggs & Stratton motor. And the reason I have it is because of this old tiller here. I needed some parts, but this motor, although it's similar in size, 4-cycle engine, it doesn't have exactly the right parts that I need. But since it's here, I thought I would try to work on it and see if I can't get it running and cleaned up some. If I can, I'll give it back to the owner. Maybe he could use it on something. I don't know what I would do with it. Right now, I know it doesn't have any spark. I haven't checked the compression, and my guess is the carburetor's gonna need cleaning. Now, I did buy a new tool to help me with cleaning carburetors, and I'll show that to you here. If you take a look, I don't know if you can see this. I bought this off of Amazon. It's an ultrasonic cleaner. I've used it a couple of times. It seems to work okay, but I have a little bit of a learning curve on that. So I hope to clean a couple of carburetors this winter in my shop. And if that engine over there, if you like seeing me tinker around with stuff like that, let me know. I'll make sure I get more videos out on that. When I restore stuff, I do it a little differently than what a lot of people do. What I do is, restoring to me, sure, it's nice to have something nice and shiny like this old Bronco back here that I worked on. And when I got that in, it was a rusted up mess. I had to cut a lot of metal out of it, underneath and on the body. And I'm a novice when it comes to that kind of work, I'll be honest with you, which I always am, by the way. But I had to do a lot of work on that, so I was forced to go ahead and repaint it, and like I said, I'm not the best at that. I do have another 1985 Ford F-150 sitting outside underneath my canopy. I left that one original. You've seen it in a few of my videos. But when I restore something, I like to just clean it up and get it functional like it would have been in the day that it was used. Not necessarily like brand new. If I was going to restore this like new, I would have to strip all the paint off, clean this stuff up, probably new bearings inside the engine, rings, piston even maybe, and new decals. And I mean, basically you would have a new engine. It wouldn't even resemble, other than looks-wise, what the old one was. So restoration to me isn't, and from where I come from, I know there's a lot of people that do restoration, and that's fine. I love to see those products. They're beautiful. But the work and the history and the legacy and the heritage that I bring to restoration deals with bringing something back to a functional state. And that means using as much as the original part of that, whatever I'm working on, leaving it. And it doesn't matter to me if you can see the evidence of where I've added to it. For instance, when we did grist mills and covered bridges and barns and log cabins and all that, a lot of times we would have to cut rotten wood out and replace it. Well, part of restoration in that sense is to cut that wood out and make that building or bridge or whatever it is functional and solid. And that means splicing in with unique techniques, by the way, new wood using the old, not replacing the whole thing. Sometimes we had to, though. Log cabins especially. You know, with a log cabin, you might have half the log inside good and half of it bad on the outside. Well, what we'd do is cut the outside out and fit a new piece in on the outside, and you couldn't even tell it was touched on the inside. That's the kind of restoration that I do. Now, if that isn't what you like, I don't know what to say. There's sometimes I'll bring something to new look, especially when I'm dealing with rusty metal, like some of the stuff that I did, maybe 6-8 months ago, sometime this year. I don't remember exactly, but I'll show it to you. It was stuff like, let me get something. Like this rusty stuff right here. I mean, I pulled it out and that was one clump of rust, and I cleaned it up and put a nice coat of neutralizer on it, and then a nice coat of a rust inhibitor primer. And that's what that is. And then there's other things up there too that I did where I just put a new coat of paint on it. You can see this right here. You know, sometimes when something's really rusty like that, I'll make it look like new again. This happens to be the bottom of an old potbelly stove. It was actually in the basement of the hardware that I manage, and it's actually new product. It really is. It was new product, but taken down there because it didn't sell anymore for some reason, and it got dampness, all rusty, and I brought it back to life. Now, things that I wouldn't mess with is, like I have an old wooden duck up here somewhere. There's no way I would take the patina off of that and bring it back to looking brand new. To me, that would be a complete disaster for that duck because it still has the old patina and the paint and the glass eyes and, you know, everything about that. So that's what I do in restoration. I hope that's what you like to see. Now back to what my projects are coming up. This old tiller, I mentioned it a little bit in some of the short videos that I do and put out, but it's just an old junk tiller that I bought at on an online auction. I didn't realize it was this bad a shape. And I have no intentions of making this tiller look like new. I have intentions of making it functional. And the reason I would even spend time on it is I found and did a little research, internet research, and found that this was actually quite unique in that Clyde Quick started a company with his son and started manufacturing tillers, snow blowers, garden tractors, lawnmowers after World War II to work in his Victory Garden. I didn't even know what that was till I looked it up, and that's just after my time period, or just before my time period. But Victory Gardens were gardens that people started, and they did raise vegetables. Well, there's a nice history story behind that, and I'll share more in detail when I start the actual work on this. I'm waiting to accumulate a few extra parts to replace and put back together. You saw the engine was missing quite a bit, and I'm pretty certain I can find a motor that has those parts on it. Yes, but that's coming up later this winter, hopefully. Other projects, like this old electric motor, I want to get a cord put on it and get it set up so it runs. Again, something like this, I'll probably clean it up and paint it since it's nothing special as far as age. But that's coming up. If that's something you like seeing, let me know. This old Mercury motor, I finally got it to run. It really runs well. There's just one little issue with it yet. It's a hard starter. It will start, but this old man has to pull probably 8-10 times to get it to go. And in the day, this motor would start always on 3 poles or less, very seldom more. So I'm not sure what's wrong with that, but I like working on this stuff, so I'll probably work on that this winter yet. And I think that it has an air leak between the cylinders and it's sucking a little air. I don't know. If you know, let me know. But, and if you like projects like this, comment, let me know about that. If you want me to do more of those. Another one I did recently and have a video out is I repaired these 2 floor jacks. They were junk, they work. They still need a little bit of work done on them. I may rebuild the cylinders in them, I didn't. And I've never done that before, but I'm not afraid to give it a shot. So that's another project. If you like those projects like that, let me know about that. Another project and a couple others, and I'll end this, but we have this old 3-wheeler down here. I bought this new. There's quite a history behind it, along with that Mercury motor back there. I bought both of these brand new. My kids had a lot of fun with it. I did a lot of work on it. I produced quite a few videos showing that work. Right now it's got a leaky tire, and my rear brake with the foot pedal needs adjusted. And then when I took it out for a test run, it shifts hard. It doesn't shift very good at all. And I think there's a part worn out on this side deep in there that I have to take out and replace, but I'm considering working on that later this winter also. And then one of the last projects I have in here, and this will be it, is this old snow blower. So I paid $40 for it. It doesn't run. I tried to start it, and I'm pretty certain that the valves, at least one of the valves is stuck on it. It's sat outside for years. It's got very little use, but you can see that snow blower. It's a Briggs & Stratton. Some people call them Briggs & Scrap-'em. I don't know where that came from. But there's the Briggs & Stratton, has very little compression, and it did pop out the exhaust like a backfire, and that tells me maybe a valve's not sealing correctly. But if you like those types of projects, let me know about that. I said this was the last one. I want to show you one more. Some of the stuff that I do is I am a carpenter and a restore carpenter. Did a lot of that. But this old chair here, I don't mind working on furniture. It's not my forte. I'm good at it, but I don't like it that well, but I don't mind it, I guess, because I am good at it. But restoring old furniture, bringing it back to life, repurposing it, or something like that. If that's something you want to see, let me know about that. I'm going to end this. It's long enough, but I just thank you for coming into my shop and sharing with me a bit this forenoon. And I hope you appreciate what I bring to you, and I hope you continue to follow along and comment, tell me what kind of projects you would like, and I'll try to bring them to you. I would like to appeal to the female sector of my subscribers. I know fixing stuff, junk like that, isn't a lot of interest in female, but I hope maybe the furniture restoration, repurposing, or doing little projects where you could actually do around the house on your own, impress your husbands or whoever. But Marvin Schwartz here, can it be fixed? Sure it can. Can you fix it? Well, you're darn right you can. Until the next one.